hello everyone, and welcome to the very next episode of The Remedy with Tova Sido and
Janice Gaunt and
Tom Bridwell.
Okay, so now I've lost my sheet.
Uh-oh, do you want me to send it to you again?
Yes.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Welcome back, everyone, to another week. We got to finish this conversation of what was the title of this again? Hold on.
This is the habits of couples that stay together.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, habits of couples that last.
Yes.
So we did the first 8 or so last week, and this week we're going to finish it off. The article had 17. But first, we need to thank our sponsor. We had a wonderfully generous donation by a woman named Kathy Murray from Fredericksburg. She and her daughter are faithful listeners, and it was really important to her that they dedicate 5 episodes.
Wow.
Incredible. In memory and in honor of a dear friend of hers named Dr. Blaze Jones. Apparently, he is a doctor, a neurologist here in Dallas.
Oh.
Never heard of him. But he passed away, and it was really important to her to donate $1,000 in memory and in honor of him.
That is so nice.
Exactly,
Wow.
Tom.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, exactly.
I like those noises, Tom. That's freaking hilarious. Okay, so last week we ended. We had, a couple of recaps. Habits of couples that last. They're affectionate. They don't gossip about each other. They hug and kiss to start the day. They go to bed together at night. They continually do small things for each other. They celebrate in their partner's accomplishments. They stand together and refuse to let outsiders call the shots. And they set aside time to regularly check in with each other. And some of those we 100% agreed, and some of them we had zero energy around.
Yeah, that's right.
And teach their own.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So let's see what 9 through 17 say. You want to tackle the next few?
Number 9, they know how to say sorry and mean it. So one of the things that I am not a fan of saying I am sorry. Mm-hmm. I think it's a self-deprecating sort of a thing. But what I very much am a proponent of saying, I know I might have, let's say I snapped at Tom, and then I would go in and say, hey, babe, I want to tell you that I want to apologize for being snappy. So that makes it a little, to me, it's a little, I don't know why, but that feels better to me than saying I'm sorry. So
you've talked about this several times on the podcast, and it's a perspective I'd never heard before.
Yeah.
But it's something that I really like. And I catch myself now. Like, I don't want to say I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm actually pretty fabulous. But I do apologize for my behavior.
Yep, I agree.
And I try to take it one step further, which Craig's actually taught me this. He always says, I sincerely apologize. And then he says, will you please forgive me? I like when he says that. And so I've tried to say that. Like, Anna Print and I got in a little tiff over the holidays, and I apologized to her, and she apologized to me, and I asked her, will you forgive me? I am really apologetic for how mad I got, and she was like, yes, I forgive you. I don't know. I for some reason that speaks to me.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Are you good at apologizing, Tom?
Hell no.
Really?
Shocker.
I am shocked.
It's partly because
I really am
agree
shocked.
with Janice's philosophy that saying I'm sorry is basically you're saying that you are sorry. And I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I will say I apologize, but most of the time I feel like I'm not sorry. I'm sorry that they got mad at what I did.
Oh,
I'm not
and
sorry for what I
cannot
did.
stand it when people say that.
No, I'm sort of kidding. I'm sort of kidding.
I apologize. And you're mad about that.
I think I say I'm sorry.
It's not an apology.
I do apologize a lot. I maybe I'm better at it than I think, but I'm sure Maureen would probably have a difference of opinion on that.
Who's better at apologizing, you or Tom?
I think we're both really good at it.
That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for us to go back in and say, I apologize for that.
That's
Or
good.
if I snapped it, or if I might have been kind of snappy this morning, I apologize for that so much. But then I don't say, do you forgive me? I don't really care if they forgive me or not. I really don't. I'm just doing it to apologize for my side of the street.
That's
If they hold the grudge, that's their problem.
If I know that I have screwed up, it is not hard. I want to re-answer that. It is not hard for me.
Yeah.
It's easy if I know that I've done something bad, but I think my problem is not recognizing that I've done something bad.
I've done something bad, like a little kid.
Like a little kid.
That's so funny.
Maybe it's not that you did something bad. Maybe you did something that was a little hurtful or a little inconsiderate.
Frustrating.
Or
Selfish.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Is there a lot of apologizing in your relationship, Tova?
We have done things that we've had to apologize for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm like, if I did something that hurt somebody, I can really apologize.
Yeah.
Like I can be a really good apologizer. I
believe
don't
that.
think I have so much pride that I don't think that I could do no wrong.
Oh, me neither. If I
Yeah.
if I get called out on something and I know it, if I, it's
Like,
it's
ugh.
really easy for me to say I apologize for that.
Yeah. I might need a hot minute to cool down and see things from all sides and but yeah, I'm a pretty good apologizer to Craig, my kids.
Yeah.
I'm just like you say all the time. The only thing we're perfect at is being imperfect. We're gonna piss people off.
Perfectly
Yeah.
imperfect. That is true.
And we're also different. Like we come from different places
yeah.
and spaces and expectations and backgrounds and families, and how I do it is not how Craig does it. But that doesn't mean he's doing it wrong
Right.
or that I'm doing it wrong. It's just different.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. 10. They don't make assumptions about their partner's feelings. They ask.
I will always ask. Like if I can tell that Tom is a little annoyed with me, I always go in and say, "Hey, are you mad at me? Or are you frustrated with me? Or
Are you upset about
you
something?
look sad, or did I do something? That's a very, very easy thing for me to do because I want to know, if I have done something that
For sure.
it's so easy for me to apologize for that. And I just want
Want the opportunity to fix it.
yeah, and I can tell when Tom is kind of miffed about something, and sometimes I'll say, "You look like you're frustrated. Is it me or is it your job or whatever?" Which so that just to kind of get it out there.
Totally. If he's upset about something and you ask him, will he always tell you?
Yes,
Okay.
he would always tell me.
I think that's a really important point to make because I really can't stand it when I can tell somebody's upset about something and I put myself out there to ask, are you upset with me about something? Are you frustrated with did I do something to frustrate you? And then they go, I'm fine, but they're not fine.
Yeah.
I don't like, I just really don't like that.
Well, you can tell.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just give the
If
relationship.
somebody says nothing,
Yeah, nothing. Edie Brickell wrote a song in the 80s that was one of my favorites. And she just said, there's nothing I hate more than nothing. And she said, nothing keeps me up all night. And I was like, that was so my mom. Nothing. I'm fine. And I'm like, you're actually being a ginormous bitch. Like, just talk to me and give me the opportunity to fix it. I hate that feeling of being in trouble. Or like if I feel like somebody's upset with me, I can quickly turn into a little 8-year-old girl that's like, did I make somebody mad or did I hurt? Like I have a sense of urgency when it comes to fixing things with people that I care about.
And you know what? I don't.
I do too. I do too.
I don't.
I can relate.
Yeah,
I really don't. I'll put an effort into it, but if they are not interested in it, I just knock the dust off my shoes.
I think I wish I could be more like that, but I just want things to be okay, and if something is not okay, it's really unsettling for me.
This reminds me of that lunch we had with that crazy.
You were amazing.
Yeah, that was it. It's being in trouble and or just being uncomfortable and trying to make something be smoothed over.
I don't
sort of
have.
are the same thing.
Okay, well, I don't have that. Like
Right.
if some. So you were a rock star at that lunch because, okay, just to give our listeners some context, if they have not listened to that episode, we had a lunch with a woman who was very crazy. I don't know how else to say it. She had
some beliefs that were quite odd.
Yes, and extreme.
Yes.
Very extreme that were a lot off the reservation, very political and nonsensical. And just not smart, in my opinion. But she was adamant that she was right, and so it was really uncomfortable. And it was so interesting to see. I mean, what's so interesting about you saying that, Tom, is how the three of us responded to that lunch completely sums up our reactions to this one. Is you just checked out, Janice.
I totally checked out.
You had nothing to say to her.
I had nothing to say. I sat there and thought, you are
crazy,
a Looney Tune.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything to say about it.
And
which is very odd.
Yes.
Because
I've never seen you like that.
I always have something to say.
I've never seen you like that. And then I was probably the most contentious with her.
But you were being political with her too.
I was calculated, but I was like, really? Like I'd question, and then Tom, you just were so kind.
I was like, well, moving on.
Yeah, that.
Next topic.
That is so.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That was one of the strangest.
It really was.
I think that I was kind of quiet because I was sitting there thinking, what in the world are you talking about?
She said we were going to be done with
never
cash.
know.
I know.
She said cash would be dead by 2024, and it is.
No. She said by like March of 23. It was like within the next month, and I'm like, you're.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're
still
all
have
like
cash in my
looking,
purse.
and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, get me out of here!"
It was a struggle.
She was so well, bless her heart.
Yes, but you were much better about walking away from that than Tom and I, for sure.
It was so strange that I couldn't even really understand what she was.
It really was.
It was so
strange. She used words that I've never heard before, and I don't ever care to understand. Ever.
Were they real words?
I don't know. So back to this, Tom.
Okay.
How are you about making assumptions about Maureen's feelings? Do you ask her, or do you like, why are you mad at me?
She's pretty easy to read.
Okay.
And I know when, I don't know, I'm one of those guys that's, I use humor.
You've said that before.
To make everything okay again. And it works with her, especially because we're both really resilient. We have like hot tempers really quickly, but like 3 minutes later, we're like laughing about something. So
that's great.
Yeah,
there's
that is
no
good.
grudges ever in this relationship.
That's good.
And so
That's
I can
great.
tell when she's mad about something, and sometimes it's fun to like make it worse when I know that I'm about to turn around and make her laugh. So like I'll do that too. I'll try to make her even more mad just for fun before I let her off the hook.
That's hilarious.
Or I get her to let me off the hook.
Yeah, exactly.
It is so interesting how every relationship has their own unique dynamic.
Yeah, it is. It's funny.
Okay,
I mean,
Tom, you want to tackle 11? Although, were you about to say something?
Oh, I was just going to give you an example of something. But
say it.
No.
Okay. Or just read 11 then.
Yeah. They keep dating and treat date night as a sacred ritual. Yeah, this one's funny. Maureen wants to, I'd say about every other month, she wants to do a date night, just us, go out. And I'm like, that's cool, but we go out a lot. I mean, this is Dallas. Everybody's social. We go to restaurants, bars. I feel like just the two of us going out is not something we need to force. But when we do it, it's always fun. I mean, it's not like I fight to not do it, but I just kind of, just to add another expensive restaurant into the month because we did 6 nights out with our friends and we didn't get to do one ourselves. I kind of think those are date nights when we go out. If we're going out, paying for a babysitter, and coming home a little toasty, that's a date. That's a date. And I don't care if there was people at the restaurant that we knew. That doesn't matter. That's a date.
I guarantee you, Tom Gant and I have never called. We have never called us going to dinner or something a date night.
Yeah.
Or say we need a date night. Mm-hmm. I'm like, let's just go eat dinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the
Agreed.
whole date night thing feels, I don't know. It just doesn't feel.
A lot of people have a lot of energy around this, like adamant. Like
Now
every
that we're married,
Friday night or every Thursday night, they have date night. And I think it's, when I think of this lingo, I think of people who have littles and they are barely hanging on and, you know, and they struggle to find time to get together. And so every other Thursday, they're going to make sure that they go on a date. And I think they call it that, but I think it is.
What if you just say dinner?
yeah.
Let's just go have dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
other
that
Thursday.
better.
And we do that. That's the thing is maybe whenever we do just go out, just the two of us to go have dinner, I should say, hey, we went on a date. Like you always like to do.
Totally. Milk that sucker.
But-
and don't y'all have meet for lunch and stuff too?
We do.
Yeah.
We met for lunch
Date.
2
That's
Fridays
a lunch
ago.
date.
Yes, exactly.
You're dating her
You
like
are
crazy.
a
I know.
dating fool, boy.
I just associate that word with somebody who's not
It's a lot
married.
of pressure.
You know?
I just think it's a little cheesy.
Yes,
It's just
agreed.
it's just a lot of
But I
pressure.
love to go to dinner. But mine and Tom's, one of our favorite things is to go to a place, go to a restaurant and eat at the bar.
Me too.
Make a bar reservation. And I mean, it's really one of my favorite things to do.
Me too.
Yes.
And then it's just Tom and I. Because if you have 4 people, you're going to sit at a table because it's too hard to communicate. But yeah, I've never ever called it a date night with Tom.
Yeah, I think that adds some unnecessary pressure.
I think it is too.
I don't know. Just go
Okay.
to dinner.
Yeah.
And Tom, if I were you, I'd milk that word
Yeah.
more than you are.
I feel like we're getting over it the further we go down the road. It's one of those things. Like I said in previous podcasts, like the Norman Rockwell.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
Hallmark card in her mind saying we
Yeah.
need to go on a date. But really, every time we go out, it's a date.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, it
Totally.
is.
Okay, you want to tackle 12? Janice?
Sure. When they argue, their goal is to come to a consensus, not to win. I really like to win, but
But
no, I actually really do like to win, but not at his expense. But
right.
I mean, I wouldn't be like, nanny, nanny, boo, boo,
Right.
I won that conversation. But I do like to come to a consensus, you know?
Sure. That
Yeah,
always
I don't
feels
I
better.
don't want it lingering. I don't like something that just lingers and is, you know, on the down low, but you don't know really what's going on, but
that's a
you
worse
feel
feeling.
it. Yeah, it'd be terrible.
Yeah,
So,
I want to
yeah.
fix things fast.
Yeah.
For sure.
The consensus is I was right.
Let's move on.
No, I'm totally joking. That's the only way you really win an argument, right? Is to both agree.
Yeah.
Whether you're agreeing to disagree or you agree,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way to win.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like you're going to giggle about 13, Tom, so why don't you take that one?
They are intimate about everything.
I don't understand what that means.
I don't either. And
They are intimate about
everything. Like, I don't want Craig to be intimate with me about everything.
Well, I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
What would intimacy about everything even be?
I would think that it's like, you know everything about everything.
Hey, hun, I'm going to the
sounds
bathroom.
exhausting.
Can you bring me the kaopectate?
Yeah, exactly, Tom. That's why I don't want to be intimate about everything.
Oh, no.
I don't even know what the kaopectate does, but is that how you
Me
say
neither.
that word?
It's for
Preparation H,
diarrhea.
any one of those gnarly
Preparation
things.
H would, you know what that's
Hemorrhoids,
for,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That just sounds...
No, I don't.
Really?
TMI. I don't want any of that information going out to Tom.
No. There's just a lot of things that... And, you know, I don't need to know about every conversation. I don't need to understand about every relationship. I don't need to know about every business deal. I don't need to know about every physical pain you're experiencing. I don't need to know about every feeling you're having. Like, I don't have any energy around this.
Yeah.
Intimate about everything. No.
No. Yeah. No. Especially not your thoughts.
Yeah. Not exactly. Exactly.
Like if somebody says, "What do you think of me?"
Oh. You know, I think you've taught me, Janice, through therapy. Like, you just don't have to say everything.
No.
And you don't have to tell everything, and you don't have to admit everything. And, you know, I had a hard conversation with a girlfriend last week, and I really don't want to, I can't really go into detail.
Yeah.
But she was asking me a question that she really wanted the answer to. And I really didn't want to tell her the truth because it would unnecessarily hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
And so I said something different than what was actually going on. And like, I think the worst thing that I could have done was to have been completely honest with her and intimate and tell her everything about what I was feeling. It would have been really hurtful to her unnecessarily.
I mean, if somebody comes to me and says, "I am really upset about something that you've done, and I really need to get this off my chest. And, you know, I want to say, okay, you have 2 minutes for this conversation because, or go see a priest and unload it there. I mean, some people that get way too into wanting to discuss it. Oh, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. And I'm so glad that Tom and I don't have those long, drawn out discussions and bring up the past, or it's just too much. I mean, if somebody says, you know, you hurt my feelings by saying something, then I'd say, you know what, I apologize for that. And then that's about it, you know?
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who...
They really want to get into it.
They really want to get into it, and they really want to say everything and know everything and
bring up stuff
from forever ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just not productive. No. Or fun.
No.
Okay, 14. They say what they mean, and they mean what they say to each other.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me too. I think that's really important.
They say what they mean and mean what they say, and they're not mean when they say it.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Craig was mean, I could not be with somebody who's mean.
I know it.
That's a really big deal breaker for me.
Yeah, it would be for me too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, 15. They listen intently before replying.
I am not that good at that.
I don't think I am either.
I'm just not.
Or sometimes I want to say,
yeah,
wrap it up. Wrap it up. I get it.
Yeah. Yes. I have said to people, to my people, like, we're not talking about that. That's irrelevant. Like, I interrupt. I do interrupt. I'm not a really good listener in conflict.
Just when you're getting paid.
Yeah, I'm a really good listener.
Me too. Me too.
I have no dog in that fight when I'm getting paid.
Yeah, me neither.
Really good at listening.
Me too.
Isn't that funny?
I've gotten better at this. That I have to say, I do listen. I listen intently before replying.
Wow.
I can honestly say that I do that.
Good for you, Tom.
That is really good, Tom.
It is a quality I wish I had.
It probably keeps you from creating a problem when there really wasn't a problem there.
I think
I'm
starting to formulate. I'm maybe stopping the listening part and starting to formulate my argument while they're finishing. Maybe I'm not completely listening.
Okay, yeah.
But I definitely try to figure out to convey when I respond to the stuff. I try to convey it in the smallest amount of words possible, especially with Betty, because she needs the shortness and sweetness of like an explanation. I feel like especially if Maureen and I are both talking to her about something and I don't want to repeat stuff that Maureen just said and vice versa. So
you don't want to wear them out.
I will try to respond to Betty after I've had a second to think about it with the shortest amount and simplest thing to grasp onto as a kid.
I think that's incredibly smart as a parent.
I do too. I really do.
With children especially, less is more.
Yeah.
But I think with adults too. Yeah. We talk too much.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yup. Okay. You want 16, Tom?
Yes. They refuse to play the blame game. I don't.
You don't what?
I don't refuse to play the blame game.
It's like, all your fault, Maureen. You did it. You did it.
So wait, you do that, or you don't play?
No,
you do play, or you don't play the blame game?
I'm pretty good at assigning blame to the people that
that deserve it.
You know what? I'm good at that too. I don't know whether to be proud of it or not, but like there was something that happened between me and Craig last week, and he was like, no. And I'm like, yes. Like we were totally disagreeing on something, but it was like something that I totally knew and he didn't know. And he was like, it just seems like you're out to get me and prove me wrong. And I'm like, no, I'm just right.
You are wrong.
Like, you're just wrong with this. Like, go do your homework and figure out the answer. But I'm telling you, I'm right. And like, to your point, Tom, there is not a world where I could have just let that go. Even if it would have made things easier on everybody involved.
If you know that you're right.
It's really hard for me to be wrong.
Well, are you ever wrong?
Sure. Rare, but I was right about this. And he was like, no. And I'm like, bro, yes. Like, go ask. Like, it was about something with somebody else. And I knew what happened. And he was like, no. I'm like, I just felt like I was going to bang my head against the wall. And I was like, I would not let it go until he went and asked the person.
And then he came back with his head between his tail.
Barely.
Or the tail between
it
his
was
legs.
like, it was like a half-ass. Like, I'm like, I'll take it because that just means I'm right.
Mm-hmm. Then I do the happy dance when I'm right.
Yeah.
dance around in
I'm
a
gonna
circle.
do that one. I better not let him see. Okay, finish this off, Janice.
Okay, they make daily sacrifices for each other.
I think we kind of do
I
that.
don't know. Do you think we do it every day?
I don't know. I think we probably do it a lot, but
I mean, I make up the bed every day. I don't leave him to do that. That's pretty nice.
I don't know. I don't think that's a requirement for like the happiest relationship ever, but what I would say in a relationship is that I do believe sacrifice is part of being in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Daily sacrifices to me is the word. The wording is along the same lines as date night. It's a little annoying.
Right. This is similar
I'm going to have it. I'm sacrificing this, and I'm going on a date night.
Exactly. Exactly. Instead of to dinner with my husband.
Yeah. I'm going to go on a date night. I'm
Yes.
going to call it a date night, and I'm going to tell the waiter, we're on a date night.
Exactly.
And they're
Number
looking.
5 from the previous episode. They do small things for each other every day. That's sort of what this is. I feel like I mean, maybe that one was small and this one's big, maybe, but either way, it's kind of a redundant
Yeah.
trait.
I think if you're going to be in a relationship with another human being, I think we make sacrifices for our children, our friends.
We do.
All of our meaningful relationships, there's sacrifice involved at some point
Yep.
for some reason. Like when my girlfriend's parents pass away, I go to the funeral, not because,
for
you
sure,
know,
for sure.
and wherever it is, New York, I mean, that's a sacrifice, you know, financially, time, but it's like you do things for people you love.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we have to like make daily sacrifices for our partner in order to have a meaningful relationship.
Yeah. Me neither.
I don't know.
Okay. We're doing good.
On a scale of 1 to 10, happiness. Okay, what's the wording about this again? It's what is the name of what's the title of this again, Tom?
This is
Habits of couples that last.
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I think it'd be fun for us to rate how healthy our habits are in our relationship.
Do you mean, is this our homework or is this
No,
now?
I'm just saying right now, if you were to grade yourself, 10 is like you couldn't be a better partner, and 0 is like you couldn't be worse. Where do you, in some of these things that you agree with, where do you think your plane lands?
Well, so what's the scale?
0 to 10.
0 to 10?
Do you want 100?
No, I think that I'm probably a good solid 7.
That's what I was going to give myself.
Yeah. I mean, there are some things I know that drive Tom crazy.
Like what?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it would be. You have to ask him.
Yeah, I'm curious.
But I feel I think that what Tom and I do that we do a really good job of is we each have our separate lives, but yet we're together a lot, and I care about his job or about his son or his friends or stuff like that, but we have a really good independence in our relationship.
For sure.
So
I
we're
see
not,
that in you.
Yeah, we're not dependent on one another. We really do not argue.
And you totally enjoy each other.
Oh yeah, we have a good time.
Yeah, you guys are really best friends, I would say.
Yeah, I
That's
think
how
we are too.
I see you.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, so that helps.
He's a very nice man.
He's nicer than I am.
Craig's nicer than I am too.
Yeah.
I'm way more feisty than Craig. I have a lot more opinions than Craig.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm right more often.
What about you, Tom? We have a 70.
I think I'm probably a 5. Just
Oh, I don't think so.
I mean, just barely hanging on,
No.
barely making it to the next day.
Maureen's would never give you a 5.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
You should ask her tonight and report back.
I think for everything that I do well, I do something else terribly.
Do you
I think
think
it
you
all
do it
balances
terribly,
out.
or do you think that she thinks you do it terribly?
I mean, I'm willing to admit that I'm average. I think 5 is average, or is 5 failing?
No.
I'd say
No.
5 is average.
Maybe I'm a little better than average, so 5.01.
0.01. I bet.
I would think you would be more like a 7.
Okay.
I would think that you're good, even though I'm sure you do things that piss Maureen off. I bet the good that you bring is so good that it kind of balances. Like
Takes me to a 6.
your good is better than the bad is bad.
Okay.
Yeah. And
like
I
it.
think that you're really good with your daughter, and
Yeah.
I think that
Huge.
pushes you way up there in Maureen's eyes.
Totally.
Okay.
Too.
All right.
So yeah. I think
Hey,
you're
look at
doing really
me.
well. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
I
she comes home today, make sure and play this part to her.
Totally.
That's right.
Totally. Yeah. You know how sometimes the bad is so bad that it can't outweigh the good? I think all of our good outweighs
The
our,
bad.
the
Yeah.
hard about
Yeah,
us.
I think so
And
too.
everybody has hard.
Yeah.
Everybody, every human being we will ever interact with has stuff that's going to drive us crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we hope that helps you out, helps kind of sharpen your relationship for the new year.
That's right.
Ooh, thanks so much for listening.
Thanks for listening.